What is up, Babylonians? Dan was here, and today we're looking at Dev News Thursday. So let's see what they've got for us today. First of all, a thank you to all you returning viewers, and a welcome to anyone that's new here. So don't forget, if you are a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, if you subscribe, you'll be alerted to all of our new videos, especially if you hit that bell button as well. Any new viewers as well, don't forget to follow, subscribe, join as a member if you want to support us as well. And as always, enjoy the video. Today, the devs have announced they are actually releasing the patch that improves quite a few things here, actually. So they're going to improve the visibility of the Brood Mother's Surge area of effect skill limits. So that blue fiery circle that I'd say you see on the floor, but you sometimes struggle to see on the floor. They're going to make this a bit more visible for you now. So you're going to have less trouble seeing that. You're not going to stand in it and kill yourself. Like I do quite often because I just don't notice it. It's just a pain for me, really. But obviously enough people have shouted about it as well because it's something that's going to get fixed. They've now fixed a bug that prevents players from reviving themselves, so when they're playing co-op, or reviving other players when they're using Trickster's Borrowed Time skill. So if you're using Borrowed Time and you go down, I believe for me it was 100% of the time it would actually stop me from being able to revive myself and any teammates as well. So it was difficult if someone went down, you couldn't pick them up, you were stuck on your own then to do it all on your own. And if you went down, then they had to ensure that they could pick you up. Whereas now, with that fixed, that shouldn't be a problem any longer. They resolved an issue that could cause the game to stutter when engaging crawlers in battle during expeditions. This isn't something that I actually came across myself, but again, it's obviously hit enough of the community that they have decided to have a look into this and to get it fixed, which is great to see. Hopefully should get a lot less people complaining about the game, just fixing what I would say are small bugs like this. Again, this is now going to be a major bug actually that they fixed here. So resolved an issue that could cause players to stutter when entering the drained lake during the third enemy encounter in the Scorched Lands expedition. This is one that definitely affected myself. You've probably seen it on stream a few times as well. It doesn't actually prevent you from doing what you need to do. I think it does slow you down a bit, but it's more of an annoyance than anything, so it's great to see that they're getting that fixed as well. Along with this, it means that they could be looking into other maps as well and fixing other bugs in those maps. So, for example, chem plants with that enemy that drops quite late in the final room. So, fingers crossed they might pick things up like that as well soon. They've also resolved an issue that prevented secondary characters from picking up journal entries. So this again, if you're trying to go for a 100% run, then this is brilliant because they've actually fixed that. So you don't have to do all of the journals on the one character. You could play halfway through as the one character, but still want to pick up each of those journal entries as another character. And you're guaranteed then to actually have those journals once you've done that, adding the lore and being able to see the lore on your new character as well. Next up, they have resolved an issue that would force matchmaking privacy setting to default to open. We've had this issue a couple of times. We haven't had it for a while, to be fair, so I don't think it's a common issue. But sometimes you want to load up and just be in friends only or private. But then you can't do that sometimes because it forces you into the open. You can go in and change it, but that means having to check every time that you log in to ensure that you are private or friends only. And then you have people jumping into your game that you don't want them to be in there, but also you might not actually be playing at the time. You might be AFK, or you might be setting up a class. So you might be just taking an age to do anything. So you don't want anyone in your group at all. So this is a big improvement for not just the person that has that setting, but the people that may get forced into their games due to the matchmaking and trying to get back out of it to find an actual game that they can play in with other people. They then added an AFK status to players on your friends list, so you know when and when not to join your friends. So again, that's similar to the last one, but you, instead of jumping into a random player's party, you can jump into a friend's party knowing that they are there, or you can avoid that friend knowing that they are not there. Change the behavior of Devastators Impale, so the game will detect impaled enemies as dead even before they disappear. This is going to be brilliant for those speedruns. So when you're waiting around for an enemy to die on the impale, you are losing valuable seconds. This is the same when you are doing the pads. So for example, if you're doing them on Eye of the Storm, you could kill an enemy that has just jumped onto your pad using impale. They're going to be stuck there and your pad isn't going to be active because that enemy is classed as a living enemy previously, so it didn't count the timer down on that pad. So this is going to speed up, not by much, but speed up some of those speedruns potentially if you're using a Devastator, which is great news to see. Devastators reflect bullets will now protect from the Scythian projectile attacks. I think this is brilliant. All projectiles should be prevented by the reflect bullets. I know they're not bullets per se, so maybe it should be renamed reflect projectiles or projectile shield or something along those lines, but I'm sure you can work it out from reflect bullets, and I just think that's going to again make the Devastator a bit more formidable, survive a little bit longer as well, not that they need it particularly with the skill sets that they have, but again I think it's great to see that they have these kind of updates coming in. Next, they have fixed a bug that would prevent or could prevent a Devastator from being able to consistently dodge if they had the auto reflect mod active. So this is one that I think Songs of Rage needs to do a bit of testing on. He's got the Devastator at the moment, but I think from what we could gather is some people try to do a dodge roll and it just wouldn't work. So again, this is something they've looked into. I don't think it's very common. I've not heard about it myself, but it is something that they have fixed. So the game is getting into a brilliant state now. They've also fixed a bug that could cause client shots to sometimes deal no actual damage to enemies. I've experienced this a lot. You've probably seen it on stream a lot. I believe it was mostly on breaches. As my trickster, I'd teleport behind them, start shooting them, and you just get no damage numbers at all. So their health wasn't moving, no damage numbers coming up. The shots were registering as being fired. You could see the ammo count going down, and you'd have to fire like 3 or 4 shots before it started to register, which can cause a problem when you're trying to obviously conserve your ammo. You don't have infinite ammo on this, so you would just say teleported using Hunt the Prey. You've just replenished your ammo. You're shooting and shooting and shooting, and nothing's happening. You've then either got to sort of persevere and hope for the best, or switch to a different enemy to try and get your rounds back, if you've got another way of getting your rounds back. But it's just one of those bugs again that was slowing down times and could cause you to potentially die because you're not getting any health back from your weapon leech. It's just one of those annoying ones really, so it's great to see that being fixed again. Next, they fixed a bug that could cause the Technomancer's Plague Sower set bonus to not proc consistently, similar to the Borealis set. They were having problems with that, but it's great to see that has been fixed now. So maybe we'll see some more builds moving towards the Plague Sower set. Maybe transition in the meta, maybe. Fixed a bug that could cause certain mods like Grand Opening to not proc if the player was on their last magazine. This would probably affect quite often if you're using Twisted Rounds, Volcanic Rounds, or the Toxic Rounds as well, Blighted Rounds, sorry. So that would count as a single magazine, so that wouldn't proc all of the time. So it's great to see that they have got that resolved as well. So we might see again a push in the meta to something a little bit different if we're using mods that are actually able to deal the damage consistently. Then there's crash fixes. Again, we're all aware that the game crashes, and we're all aware that people can't log into the game as well. So hopefully those are fixed as well in the other minor bugs, but we'll have to wait and see once we've done a bit of testing. All in all, I think the updates that they've got here are brilliant. So we're going to see, like I say, a lot of bug fixes. So this should hopefully stop some of the complaints at the game, and it's also preparing it ready for the new content that they have announced will be coming out. We don't know what that content will be yet. We just know that they are looking into more content, and they did mention more features as well. So hopefully we'll see something very, very soon from the devs, an update to say what we can expect to see and when we can expect to see it as well. Right, thanks for watching. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself well, and as always, enjoy.